Damn! Hold on. I'm gonna hit it. I know this is a Spider-Man video. I know this is a Spider-Man video, but you know, some important things just have to be said at the start. I just want to say what a phenomenal career from Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is the reason why I got this haircut. I watched my first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie. Now I will say that I have watched Spider-Man in the past. Okay, but I haven't watched Spider-Man in the past, if that makes sense. As y'all do know, I conceived and not conceived, conception. Okay, y'all know when I watch something, the TV not on, and I'm just looking at images changing on the screen, okay? I didn't know I didn't know all these things of him making the suit, who Uncle Ben was, all that. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw the newest Spider-Man movies, I was just like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. When I seen Tobey Maguire, haven't seen a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, I just assumed that I kind of knew everything already. But for Andrew Garfield, I started with Andrew Garfield specifically because I was told that he was the most like spider-like Spider-Man, if that makes sense. I don't know. Now looking into his story, his father was a scientist and then abandoned him. I wish my dad was a scientist and abandoned me. My dad is a pest control worker and that nigga still dipped. So, you know, because he's not the smartest kangaroo in the nut pouch, but you know, he kicking. And what the fuck, bro? Does whatever a spider can. When Andrew Garfield was on his little, yeah, I'm running away. Oh, you don't mean shit to me. My dad, where is he? I could be Spider-Man. But you know, he was on his travels. And then, you know, on a night on the town, trying to be rebellious, trying to buy some chocolate, feel me? Because, you know, everybody loves chocolate. Everybody loves chocolate. But on his way on town, and then he didn't have enough money. The dude who robbed the place ended up giving him a bar. I thought that was kind of cool, like how, you know, we might all be broke, but I'm going to help you out. And then I don't really want nothing in return, but I'm going to scratch your back because then you itched mine a little bit because the distractions and, like, you feel me? And then what was really fucked up though, the cashier asked for help. Like, I was only off a couple cents. If you're off a couple cents, I'll pay for it. Fuck it. Or he could have reached for the pennies that were in the thing, because that's what they're used for. You're not gonna send those off to charity. They're gonna sit there until the ends of time. So give them a couple pennies. Damn it. It's just crazy how, you know, this movie, I don't think it was meant to be on purpose, but it displays like good actions could then be rewarded later, because in the same instance of how you didn't help me out when I only needed a couple pennies and I just grabbed a couple out this little jar over here and just plopped them in, you asked me for help to chase the guy that robbed you, nigga, and I wasn't even Spider-Man. Yeah, I was Spider-Man, but I wasn't like Spider-Man yet. And I just think it's cool how when he saved the kid from the cars that were dangling from the bridge, he then finds out he's a crane, a head construction manager. Damn it, that's not the nigga's employment, but construction manager man. And he directs every crane to then line up together. I don't know why the hell there's so much construction and so many cranes in New York, damn it. But Mondami, you got it. I'm playing. I've never even been to New York. But the cranes are then aligned for him to then go kick Lizard's ass and then save the day. Beautiful. But some scenes might have been dragged out a little bit or not needed as much. I can understand why in a movie theater, you know, like the beginning more, I was like, damn, bro, when does he get bit and get his powers? That could be me just being completely ignorant and completely blindsided by the newer movies and how he already has his powers and it's already kind of like, and it's easier to, my brain feels played with more when I watch Tom Holland. I'm gonna sit on that one. Damn it, bro. I just can't win for losing. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Okay, I'm in the camera and I'm finna start sweating in a second, so I don't want to hear anything. And yes, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Okay, so I watched The Amazing Spider-Man Andrew Garfield. Okay, the only one I haven't watched was Tobey Maguire. That would be the only one I haven't watched yet. Okay, but for this one, I think it's the second best Spider-Man that I've seen. I do like Tom's movies more, but as a Spider-Man, I liked Andrew Garfield's more, if that makes sense. He has the qualities of a spider and he portrays them in a fight very well. And whether it was webbing Dr. Connors or even, you know, using projectiles and flinging them back, I thought that was fire. I do like it. I did love it in the newest movie when Tom Arachno, is that what it's called, was taking over and he was fighting more like a spider and he was slamming shit. And I do love like heavy hand-to-hand combat hitters. So at the beginning of the movie, we do see that Andrew Garfield is playing hide and go seek, and he goes from playing hide and go seek to losing his dad and his mom forever and never seeing them again, and then they end up dying in a plane crash. This was my first time experiencing like why and how he dropped Gwen. I'm not gonna lie, if I would have dropped Gwen, that kid that was in front of Rhino would have died, because I would not have shown up. I don't even know how Andrew really made it for real. I got my uncle shot, and then I'm the reason why Dr. Croc, or not Dr. Croc, the lizard man, is roaming around. Okay, Dr. Connors turned into a lizard because of me, and I solved the equation because I'm a smartass. Okay, my whole question was, when you get bit by the spider, does the spider, for adaptation and survival purposes, does it help you develop webs if you can't develop them yourself? And does it give you the smarts? Because I know it gives you the reflexes, the, you know, the ability to stick to stuff and climb, but does it give you like, you know, oh snap, I don't have, does it also the design? Because I'm not gonna lie, I love his suit so far. It's my favorite suit that I've seen. Now I have to see Tobey Maguire's in action, but Andrew Garfield's suit was amazing. I also wanted to point out, like, I think I kind of went through everything, but I did watch it a second time just to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I have, again, a lot of notes here and say, no, I break up with you, which was a powerful moment, don't get me wrong. Oh shit, I almost said something. Let me calm down. Bitch, I'm Spider-Man still! To this day! Ew, that looked like for plague, not for saving the day. Ew, I don't like that. But Gwen was really selfish in that moment, but sometimes in life you gotta be selfish, because Spider-Man kind of doing me wrong because he keeps trying to leaving me. But then he's like, no, I want you again. I really love you, but I gotta go. It's like, if you got one foot in the dough and one foot out the motherfucker, just leave then, Andrew. Leave. But then Andrew, like, Gwen probably the baddest girl I'm gonna ever get, and we connect past the surface level. You feel me? I be getting deep in the grooves, not like mentally, but like we be like connecting. God, I just can't win right now. It just all sounds terrible, but I just think their dynamic was very beautiful. I think, you know, Gwen simply ignoring this nigga and saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be there for him. I'm gonna be there for my man regardless, okay? If it's some reckless ass BS, I'm gonna be there for my man regardless. After, when I die, I'm gonna be there for my man regardless. I would never sleep with another woman ever again. That's easy as hell for me to say because I haven't yet. But if I were Andrew and I love that woman, it would take me at least 5 years, 10 shots of Hennessy, a little bit of tequila. You feel me? Let me get some shit on the rocks if I'm feeling bad that night. But it's gonna take me 5 years and a lot of drinking to then say I'm gonna lay something else down on somebody else, and not even connecting wise. It's just on the table. I just can't. I can't. I also wanted to say the best use of the Spidey sense, or the tingle, cause Andrew was tingling. Fuck, bro. I tried to make it through a whole recording without saying something off the wall, and I did it. But when Andrew was tingling and he heard Electro, boy, he stripped out them clothes fast as hell. Pause. That's not what I was paying attention to. But like, you feel me? He was sitting there. But if I do that on the side of the street, niggas gonna think I'm a crackhead. And that's the bullshit I be talking about, because I be doing this all the time. And people are like, oh yeah, that's not fucking Spider-Man. That nigga's just weird. What if I'm Spider-Man? Nigga, what if I'm I was too lazy. I didn't feel like getting out the camera. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I tried. I did try. But him sensing that shit from like it was about like what, 15 minutes out? And mind you, right, my spidey senses would have been turned off if I'm with Gwen. Oh. He sat there, cause you feel me, let's be real, we broke up, the tension is high, spidey senses off. I'm finna use all 8 legs though, but like I'm sitting here looking at Gwen. You expect me to give a fuck about some electricity? I wouldn't give a damn. But anyway, he turns around, senses that shit was so hard. But I have a question, like, police, why did they shot Electro? Spider-Man talking about some, hold your fire, I've got this. Nigga with a 50 cal sniper laying on his belly, straight eating position, gonna look down through the scope. You have the shot, shoot him. He's made out of electricity. Ew, ew, he's made out of electricity. But okay, when it gets to a point and you're in the Avengers, even DC sometimes, bullets just don't work, okay? And after I shoot like my first round or 2 or maybe 3 if I'm feeling dangerous and feeling hella racist maybe, but like watching Gwen get dropped for the first time was like, it wasn't an amazing feeling because I almost cried, because you know I've lost fine shit in my past days. I have. I've lost fine shit, and when you drop them, it's really hard because they're just he had them. He had her. Okay, and that, like, your uncle died, and you made a promise to a dead man in your arms. Her father, mind you. You made a promise to her father that you would keep her safe and that you would keep her out of her bullshit. But it was kind of cool to see Gwen make her own decisions and be like, hey, I know what my dad said, but I know what I want. But Gwen, you're a dumbass for that. Because if I would have seen Green Goblin flying around, if I would have seen that electricity nigga, I would have pressed that button and said, Peter, oh my gosh. But as soon as Green Goblin was monologuing, I would have, okay, let me slowly back up. Okay, slowly but surely. Okay. Boy, I would have taken, boy, ooh, boy. I loved Gwen's character because Gwen was such a badass. But Andrew was also a badass, and I kind of feel like he was holding back, because if I was Andrew, Green Goblin, after he killed Gwen, after he killed Mines, I would have killed him. That's why I'm not Spider-Man, because I know Spider-Man you're not supposed to kill. Her going through the struggles of, you know, becoming a single mother to a child that isn't hers, but they're related in a way, was really telling, because you could tell she truly loved and cared for Andrew. And the fact that she sat there and was like, okay, now I have to go back to school, get a nursing degree. And then, you know, the worst part is I feel so old because I'm in a classroom with a bunch of 22-year-olds. But funny thing is, I feel so old and I am 23 in a class with a bunch of 22 and 21-year-olds, Aunt May. It don't matter how old you are, because I already feel like I'm past my due date. Damn it. But you know, I thought her concept of a character was very telling and it was refreshing. I did see like a image online. They were gonna make a whole movie about her. I don't know if I would have watched that, but it would have been a really cool concept to see, you know, how, like, I always want to know how it feels to, like, with whoa, I don't want to be with Spider-Man, hold on. But like, you sense like your kid is out in the streets, you think he's just, you know, maybe a prostitute, maybe a stripper, and it turns out the nigga Spider-Man. Like, I just think that would have been a cool concept. It wouldn't have been like movie worthy, but like a YouTube short, hell yeah. Not gonna lie to you, okay, I thought that basketball scene was trash. Maybe because I hoop a little bit, but seeing Andrew do this and then jump from like half court on some like Space Jam ish, I wasn't rocking with that at all. At least let him cross over and then AI, like, let him do something like different. Don't let him sit here and, oh my god, like, nigga, is you serious? Like, I could that part I cringed a little bit because I was like, what the hell. I think the first one was better story wise, but the second one was better with fight scenes and the death. Like, I think Gwen's death was more impactful than Uncle Ben's death, if that makes sense. Because, you know, Spider-Man went into hiding. I would have never came back out, by the way. Honestly, hell nah. You would have not seen me. Let me drop my chocolate goddess or my heavy set baddie or anybody. Let me just drop my queen after Green Goblin and I do this and I catch her and her head bounce off the pavement like a basketball. I'm heated. I am heated. I'm so mad thinking about that right now. I'm angry. Can't you tell? Help! Nah, I'm playing. Let me stop before my neighbors. What? Neighbors know my name. Sorry. Want a third movie? I do. But I want it more, not modernized, because I don't want everybody just to have cell phones and I don't know. But I would want to see my no, I'm playing. Let me stop. But that would be all for this one. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Okay, this should be shorter than 20 minutes. Hopefully I didn't do y'all that dirty. Okay, this was the Amazing Spider-Man review for me. More videos will be coming soon. Okay, next I'm gonna watch Tobey Maguire's, and then I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia and get back on track with that when it comes to movie reviews. I am still playing Requiem. I know I'm slower paced at games. I'm still playing The Wolf Among Us. Those are my two that I'm focusing on right now. And I'm a full-time worker and a college student. Okay, I'm taking 6 classes and I'm working 40 hours a week. I love y'all. Okay, when I see you, and I'm gonna miss you. Bye. Mwah.